The morning of July 2, 1937, carried with it the weight of destiny. Amelia Earhart, already an icon of courage and modernity, stood on the precipice of her greatest challenge. She and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were attempting something no woman, no pilot had ever done before. A circumnavigation of the globe along the equator, a feat that required precise skill, endurance, and trust in a fragile machine. The Lockheed Electra 10E, gleaming silver in the tropical sun, waited on the runway in La New Guinea. Their next leg was to be one of the most treacherous, flight of more than 2,500 miles over open Pacific waters to a pinpoint on the map. A tiny speck of coral called Howland Island, Amelia's voice carried a mix of calm, confidence, and urgency as she prepared. The flight had already seen delays and obstacles, and the window of opportunity was closing. They departed at 10 a.m., the engines roaring, slicing into the sky, leaving behind the coastlines and landmarks of certainty. What lay ahead was only water, distance, and a faint hope that calculations, radio signals, and sheer determination would lead them to safety. Hours passed. The Lockheed moved steadily across the Pacific, Amelia sending brief radio transmissions to the U.S. Coast Guard cutter, Itasca stationed at Howland to guide them in. At first, her messages were optimistic, though faint and often garbled. She reported their progress, her words carrying across thousands of miles. But as the day drew on, her tone shifted. Fuel was being consumed faster than expected, headwinds were stronger than predicted, and Noonan's navigation, though skilled, relied on celestial sightings blurred by clouds. At 7:42 a.m., local time near Howland, Amelia's voice came through again, strained. Her words fragmented. "We must be on you, but cannot see you. Gas is running low. We are on the line 157 to 337. The Itasca strained to respond, blasting signals across the airwaves, but Earhart could not hear them. The ship released plumes of smoke, hoping she might see a trail on the horizon, but the vast Pacific swallowed every sign. That was the last confirmed transmission. Silence followed. The Lockheed Electra, somewhere in the skies or seas, had vanished. What happened in those final moments remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. Search efforts began almost immediately. The Itasca scoured the waters around Howland, its crew desperate for any trace. Wreckage, fuel slicks, debris. Nothing emerged. The United States Navy launched the largest search operation of its time, deploying ships, aircraft, and thousands of men across tens of thousands of square miles of ocean. Weeks passed, and still the Pacific kept its secret. No oil slicks, no fragments of metal, no bodies. Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan had disappeared without a trace. The theories came quickly. The official assumption was that they had simply run out of fuel and crashed into the sea, their aircraft sinking into the abyssal depths of the Pacific. But as time went on, new possibilities surfaced. Some believed they may have drifted far off course and landed on one of the remote islands scattered across the ocean, such as Gardner Island, now known as Nicomaroro. Decades later, bones, fragments of shoes, and scraps of aluminum were discovered there, sparking debate about whether Amelia had survived for a time as a castaway before succumbing to hunger, thirst, or injury. Others speculated more sinister fates. Rumors circulated that Earhart had been captured by the Japanese, who at the time were expanding their military presence in the Pacific. Some claimed she was taken prisoner, even executed, while others insisted she had been forced into a secret identity, living quietly after a government cover-up. These stories captured the imagination, but lacked definitive proof. Forensic analysis of radio signals, re-examination of logs, and modern technology have added layers of intrigue, but no final answer. Some researchers argue that radio transmissions received after the disappearance could only have been sent from a plane grounded on land, pointing again to Nicomaroro. Others point to the impossibility of survival given the lack of resources. The ocean, meanwhile, offers another cruel possibility, that the Lockheed Electra lies in pieces thousands of feet below the surface. Unreachable even by today's equipment. What remains undeniable is the weight of Amelia Earhart's final flight. She was not simply a pilot chasing records. She was a symbol of freedom and progress, a woman who defied the constraints of her time and dared to carve her name into the sky. Her disappearance became not just the loss of a life, but the loss of a dream suspended between possibility and tragedy. In the end, the world was left with silence, broken only by speculation. Amelia's last words echo even now, a haunting refrain across the Pacific. We must be on you, but cannot see you. The horizon remained empty, the island unseen, and history was left with an unfinished chapter. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains unsolved, not just a mystery of aviation, but a riddle of human ambition, a testament to how far we will go in pursuit of the horizon, and how easily the horizon can disappear. Some crimes scar history, some mysteries haunt forever, until the next mystery. Stay vigilant.